Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Diane Ryan, and I am Vice President of Academics. Welcome to the 51st Annual Commencement of Yavapai College. The Star-Spangled Banner will be sung this morning by the Yavapai College Chamber Singers, conducted by Dr. Joshua Harper. Please rise and join us for the singing of our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. So proudly we hail the twilight that's gleaming, whose first stripes and bright stars through the perilous stars, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare above through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors and star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the Students and guests, please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce the members of the platform party who provide leadership and support for Yavapai College. Dr. Lisa Ryan, President of Yavapai College, Ms. Deb McCaslin, Yavapai College District Governing Board Chair, Mr. Rodney Jenkins, Vice President for Community Relations and Student Development, Dr. Jennifer Jacobson, Faculty Senate President, Dr. Clint Ewell, Vice President for Finance and Administrative Services, Mr. Ray Sigafus, Board Secretary, Mr. Paul Chevalier, Mr. Chris Cupnio, and Mr. Mitch Padilla. Dr. Emily Weinecker, Chief Human Resource Officer, Dr. Christopher Tenney, Faculty, Mr. Brian Thompson, Student Speaker, Miss Cami Kowaleski, Director of Development and Alumni Affairs. Please join me in recognizing these distinguished guests. And now, will the faculty please stand so the graduates can acknowledge you one final time. Today marks a beginning for our students as they make the transition to the next phase of their lives and careers. They have achieved their goal, but they were not alone. They had you, family, friends, and classmates to support and encourage them. And so this morning, we also honor you. You have played a very meaningful part in the lives of these graduates. At this time, I would like to ask all the parents of our graduating students to stand and receive your well-deserved recognition. Parents? We would also like to recognize the spouses and children of today's graduates. Please stand. And if there are any grandparents or great-grandparents in the audience and other friends and supporters of our graduates, please stand. Congratulations to all of you. The Yavapai College faculty have guided these graduates through their academic coursework and prepared them well. I am now pleased to introduce Dr. Christopher Tenney, who will address the graduates on behalf of the faculty.
Friends, I promised my students that I would begin my address to you today the same way that I begin every class period, by reminding us, mostly for my own benefit, that we are or have the ability to become friends. And it's with that spirit of friendship that I address this fantastic gathering today. Dr. Ryan, members of the board, my fellow faculty and staff, and especially these graduates, family and supporters of these excellent graduates, I am thrilled to be able to wish you well during this important milestone in your life. For many, this represents the beginning of a new journey with careers and internships and opportunity and advancement just around the corner. And for others, this is yet another brick in a larger educational framework with a new class, a new degree, a new institution every step of the way. No matter what brought you to this landmark, I hope that you'll look back at the incredibly valuable hard work that you've put in and bask in your own self-worth, if only for a moment. Getting to this point very likely included trials, obstacles, mental, physical, emotional, and financial hardship. Along with these difficult times, I would imagine that there have also been a fair share of successes, of joys, of achievements. Given this mixed bag of outcomes, one might wonder what the future holds. May I present an analogy that may give meaning to this struggle? If you've taken my music appreciation class, you know that in the history of classical music, there was a moment in which the composers of the day became obsessed with musical form, and every larger piece of music was built of smaller building blocks. And one of the most important of these building blocks was the sonata allegro form. In a sonata, there are three major sections, and I'd like to break down each of these three sections into their simplest terms and use the journey of the sonata as a mirror for what you've experienced as graduates, and maybe give some insight into what the future may hold. The first section of a sonata is called the exposition, where the major themes are established and the main character is presented, giving the listeners a firm grasp on the overall tone of the piece. I see this represented in the lives you've lived up to this point at Yavapai College. You've worked hard in this first phase of your life to create an identity of yourself that you can rely on. There's stability in this section of the sonata, and by extension your lives, but there's no opportunity for growth or movement. Once the exposition has been established, we as listeners yearn for more. You were similarly ready to take on new challenges, and you were brought to this beautiful institution of higher learning to achieve these goals. The next and most turbulent section of the sonata is called the development, where our main themes are fractured and a strong sense of uncertainty is presented. Often through this section, the main character of the piece is torn apart and jumbled, moving through multiple keys and textures. When the master composer Fanny Mendelssohn's Easter Sonata was rediscovered, it showed that her development section moved the main theme so much that it was hardly recognizable. This, to me, feels similar to the world world and the experiences that many of our Yavapai College students are going through right now. The world that you've known is difficult to recognize, and the stability that you've enjoyed feels upturned due to a global pandemic, political unrest, or other pressing concerns. Or maybe just the process of jumping through the hoops of classes and finals and registration, of tuition and textbooks, has you feeling torn apart. It is in this moment of the sonata that the listener feels most vulnerable. And perhaps this is a vulnerability that you are feeling as well. In this moment, you may be worried that these feelings of unrest will persist with you permanently. But if the sonata is any indicator of what lies ahead, you have great reason for hope. You see, the final section of a sonata is called the recapitulation, where our main themes, now changed because of the development that they've been through, return triumphantly. And the piece concludes with a brilliant restatement of the stability of the earlier sections. Author Glennon Doyle, speaking of the transformative nature of hardship, said, "I can use pain to become. I am here to keep becoming truer, more beautiful versions of myself again and again forever." To be alive is to be in a perpetual state of revolution. Whether I like it or not, pain, and might I add a similarly painful word, school, is the fuel of revolution. May this development stage of your existence remind you that you are reinventing yourselves, and that this process, however difficult, is the way you become the truest and most beautiful versions of yourself. And, like the sonata form, let yourself take a moment and look forward with hope towards the brighter future that you've built for yourself and for the world that you will go out into. Thank you for being willing to make this investment towards a brighter tomorrow.
Thank you. That's an important message. Since this ceremony celebrates student achievement, we are now honored to hear from our student speaker, Mr. Brian Moultrop.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to share on this amazing day. Yavapai College administration, district governing board, staff, faculty, and students, my peers. Today we are here in person to celebrate the accomplishments of the Yavapai College graduating class of 2021 and those individuals that were unable to walk in person in 2020. Graduating from college is an achievement that I have dreamed about for many years, 19 to be exact. The variety of student at Yavapai College is something I find incredible. Some of you started your collegiate journey in high school through dual enrollment, which blows my mind. Some of you, as tradition may dictate, entered YC right out of high school. Others returned to college later in life in support of lifelong learning. But many, as identified by the average age of a student here, approximately 34 years old, may have entered YC to finish something you started years ago, or to begin a journey filled with opportunity you never knew existed. Full disclosure, this is not my first college, or my second. In fact, Yavapai College is the 5th college that I have attended. And that's okay, because it's the first that I'll be graduating from. And I believe that may be the case for some of you as well. And to that, I say congratulations. I grew up in the Midwest. My parents were high school sweethearts. My older brother is a talented musician, and my younger brother has become a leader in business and entrepreneurship. But I had always identified myself as a failure. I wanted the marriage my parents have, the talent of my older brother, and the dedication and intelligence of my younger brother. I wanted what everyone else had, but time and time again, I failed to see the opportunity and front of me. For most of my adult life, I struggled with addiction, constantly seeking to fill a void. In life, I had been writing a self-imposed tragedy with every new chapter disguised as a change I wasn't equipped to complete, until August 7th of 2018, when I made the decision to close that book and start a new one. On that day, I was sitting on my bed in Michigan, an empty shell of a man, holding on to nothing but an empty body. It was a Tuesday, and I knew that I would not live to see Friday unless I had acted on the opportunity in front of me. I made a call, and someone answered. I went into a 30-day program and then came across the country to Prescott for a 6-month program. I knew one person, and I was terrified, but it was all part of the opportunity. To be clear, this isn't a speech, or this speech is not a testimony of my sobriety. That is a gift from God in my rededication and relationship in faith. I'm sharing with you today about opportunity, which is a gift, but also something we have to be willing to see and accept. I had always perceived an obstacle as a barrier. The goal was unattainable because I believed that I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't talented enough, fast enough, that I wasn't good looking or charismatic. You see, I had always made it about me. Because of my perception, I received everything as being against me, when in reality, life isn't about me, it's about all of us. Our perception regulates our perception. How we see something is going to dictate how we receive it. My perception led me to believe that I was never enough, and that was a bad thing, until I realized it isn't about me, because I'm not enough, and I'm never going to be enough. I need other people. I need community, fellowship, support, challenge, relationship, and love. And Yavapai College has provided all of this for me through opportunities like student government, YC Untied, Students of Leadership, Rough Riders Ambassadors, the National Society of Leadership and Success, and the Yavapai College Performing Arts Department. I didn't get to where I am because of me, and I'm sure not going to get to where I'm going because of me either. There are countless faculty and staff, administration and students who have had a tremendous impact on my journey at Yavapai College, and I wish I could name all of you. But there is one member of this institution that deserves a special thank you. Ms. Janice Suti, Director of Student Engagement and Leadership. Janice, your support and care, passion for student success are the perfect example of what it means to be a Yavapai College Rough Rider. You have had a profound impact not only in my YC journey and that of my peers, but my life. Thank you, and we appreciate you more than you could ever know. Friends, I am here because of you, the YC family. I'm alive because someone answered the phone when I called. I'm alive because my family and friends listened and loved me when I thought they didn't. I'm alive because God continues to give me one more day, and another, and another. The mistakes we make today will soon be yesterday's problem, and the challenges of tomorrow will soon be today's opportunity. Maybe today is the beginning of a new chapter for you, or you've cracked the cover and began to write a new book. Either way, I encourage you. Answer the phone when someone calls, listen when someone cries out, and love each other well, because opportunity isn't something we have to do, it's something we get to do. Thank you, and congratulations. I wish you the best wherever your journey takes you.
Thank you, Brian. Wise words. Now, I would like to introduce Dr. Jacobson, President of the Faculty Association and Senate, who will present the Faculty Emeritus Awards.
It's my honor to present the Faculty Emeritus Awards, and today we have 4 who are receiving an award, and Carl Siegfried's family is here, so if you all will come up to the stage. Debbie Roberts taught history at Yavapai College for over 17 years. She was a superior instructor who held her students to the highest standards. She will be remembered as starting the YC History Symposiums along with Dr. Stein, and as a mentor to me and to Curtis Kleinman, because her office was near us and we bugged her all the time. Tom Schumacher served Yavapai College in various roles for 43 years, as Campus Dean, Dean of Instruction, Division Assistant Dean, and as Visual Arts faculty. He served primarily on the Verde Valley campus and spearheaded the viticulture and enology programs and the development of the Southwest Wine Center. Dave Grazier taught math at Yavapai College for 12 years. He was constantly on the cutting edge of educational research, making adjustments both small and large to help maximize the potential and long-term retention of his students. David's passion was project-based learning, and he used this extensively in his business calculus and college algebra classes. Dave was a devoted husband and father and an avid outdoorsman. And now for Professor Siegfried. Carl taught math at Yavapai College for over 18 years. His favorite course to teach was pre-calculus as part of the business degree. One of his colleagues wrote about him. The colleague said, "I work with students with disabilities. Due to the nature of Carl's subject, math, and the way he was teaching, he had a higher number of students on the autism spectrum. Expressions of autism in the classroom can be noticeable in a variety of ways, from avoidance of eye contact, self-stemming behaviors such as humming, rocking, repetitive movements and sounds, and self-talk to avoid social interaction. Carl intuitively knew how to approach these students and make them feel acknowledged and comfortable. He accepted their behaviors as part of their individual personality and discovered their strengths and focused on these. Carl inspired many students to continue in math and realize their potential to grow. On a personal note, Carl was on the Faculty Affairs Committee when I started at Yavapai College. I agreed to serve on that committee because I thought it was going to be gossipy faculty affairs, and Carl was the one who mentored me into understanding that no, we were going to deal with actual issues of the college. He was a dear friend and a mentor, and I'm very honored to provide you all with the Faculty Emeritus Award. Thank you for being here.
We will now enjoy the performance of Heroes and Dreamers, performed by the Yavapai College Chamber Singers.
We'll be living
Okay, now for the best part of the morning. It gives all of us great joy to present these graduates, men and women, who are graduating this morning. I ask the president of Yavapai College, Dr. Lisa Ryan, and Ms. Deb McCaslin, the district governing board chair, to please join me at the podium. Announcing the graduates will be Lisa Ragoza, manager of Hispanic Community Outreach, and assisted by Tanya Sheldon, associate vice president of student affairs and dean of students. Each of the graduates will be crossing the stage from the audience's left to right. And they can stop for a moment and take a picture with Dr. Ryan. So now, I'd like to present Dr. Ryan and Ms. McCaslin, the Yavapai College class of 2021.
By virtue of the power and authority vested in me by the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, I now confer upon you the degree or certificate for which you have qualified, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Students, please be seated, and congratulations.
Our first student of graduates, graduating with Associates of Arts, Kennedy Hoskins. Jose Hernandez. Samson Estana. Emily Marcus. Leanne Llewellyn. Bryn Prinsenberry. Emily Cohen. Alyssa Leon. Elvira Acosta. Esmeralda Hernandez. Francisca Acosta. Liz Estrada Nava. Sadie Fisher. Cheyenne Gavard. Elizabeth Cisneros. Cody Oswald. Morgan Little. Amy Estrada. Priscilla Imperial. Sheena Graham. Annaliseth Aranda. Abril Aranda. Clay Hammond. Ian Delaney. Eleanor Gray. Cramen Gayo. Kaylin Busby. Porsche Hamill. Kai Clack. Amber Heimer. Sharon King. Kristen Cordova. Gabrielle Baker. Carrie Ann Feltus. Ivan Harris. Eduardo Flores Garcia. Isaac Flores. Melissa Burns. The last student graduating with Associates of Arts, Jennifer Edmonds. Our first student graduating with an associate in a business degree, Lindsay Grimes. Louis All. Dylan Dunham. Tristan Doherty. Jordan Ingleby. And our last student graduating with an Associate of Business degree is Martin Hassett. Our first student graduating with an Associate of Science, Marcy Bentley. Justin Heisem Call. Our last student graduating with an Associate of Science is Michaela Henson. Our first student graduating with an Associate of General Studies, Seikai Barch. Amy Brooks. Lily Notek. Michelle Bernal. Cassandra Estrada. Our last student graduating with an Associates of General Study is Ty Bissett. Our first student graduating with Associates of Applied Science, Daisy Hernandez. Joanna Curley Antonio. Misty Edwards. Violet Carlson. Brett Baxby. Carla Bennett. Logan Dawson. Autumn Beakley. Jessica Brooke. Kiana Lees. Nicholas Grazzi. Leanne Carafa. Abdul Homies. Marissa Harris. Leah Farrington. Wyatt Brannick. Brian Moultrup. Linda Hefner. Taylor Newts. Alex Daniels. Danae Lee. Rayana Leclerc. Kayleen Leslie. Jeremiah Bloomstem. Richard Brigoff. Emily Gobain. Cassidy Ball. Barbie Camacho. Carly Jamie. Nathan Hartman. Nisa Labart. Aaron Galbraith. Kimberly Jones. Eunice Gomez. Eli Humus. Justin Butler. Zachary Chamberlain. Julia Jones. Bethany Dixon. Luz Elena Aragon. Alexis Edie. Our last student graduating with an Associates of Applied Science, Matthew Burke. Our first student graduating with a certificate, Hayden Kane. Nova Slecki. Lily Langston. Priscilla Curley. Dakota Jacobs. Yesiena Gomez. Alexis Kalia. Graciela Arredondo. Taylor Harrison. Hannah Becker. Shannon Johns. Noah Baker. Caitlin Franklin. Colin Fenrich. Nicole Harrison. Madison Felding. Juana Flores. Coulter Frank. Jasmine Carrillo Garcia. And our last student graduating with a certificate is Raquel Dumas.
I cannot overemphasize how full my heart is right now. To be able to physically stand in front of all of you after more than a year of isolation, virtual communication, and distance. For those of us in higher education, this is the biggest event of the year. It's analogous to the Super Bowl in the NFL. and Wimbledon in tennis. It's our big day. It's a day where all of our hard work and effort, combined with your hard work and effort, perseverance and sacrifice, together culminate in recognition of your intellectual and socio-emotional growth and development. The certificate or degree that you've earned signifies that you have now joined the ranks of tens of thousands of men and women who have been educated in the American higher education tradition. Students, this day is all about you and dreams realized. Never let it be said that to dream is a waste of one's time. For dreams are our realities in waiting. In dreams, we plant the seeds of our future. Dreams motivate and inspire. Dreams cause us to persevere under difficult circumstances, and dreams create a focus in our lives. Dreams are realized at community colleges. The beautiful thing about the community college is the diversity in age and types of students that attend. Our youngest graduate this year is Chris Delaney. He was born in 2006. He's 15 years old, and he's completing a certificate in basic carpentry. He graduates with his first college certificate today, even though his high school graduation date isn't until 2023 from Camp Verde High School. Our oldest graduate is Angelina Rivas Luna, who lives in Clarkdale. She was born in 1951, and she's 69 years old. She's completing a certificate in management. In fact, we have 119 graduates that are under the age of 18 and earning a combined 133 awards for 2021. And we have 64 graduates that are over the age of 50. Yavapai College has been recognized as a veteran-friendly campus, serving on average 265 veterans and dependents of veterans each semester. We proudly salute, thank, and welcome home those who have served in the armed forces. Will all veterans, dependents, or spouses of veterans, or those actively serving in the U.S. Armed Forces, please stand and let us recognize you. Thank you for your sacrifice and service. We're hopefully on the tail end of this pandemic, but many community members didn't have the luxury of going remote. They had to go into overdrive to keep our community safe. If you are a first responder, a nurse, if you work in the medical field, work in law enforcement or fire, please stand and let us thank you for putting your life on the line for all of us. We forever thank you. Community colleges are proud providers of opportunity. Many of our students are first in their families to go to college. I'm a proud first-generation college student myself. If you're the first one in your family to go to college, please stand and be recognized. You have taken a big step forward to increase educational attainment in your family and to serve as a role model for generations that follow. All of our graduates have a dream, and they also have a story. Alex Daniels of Chino Valley had a dream. He was a computer science student at YC, a YC ambassador, PTK member, students of leadership participant, honors student, and a technology enthusiast. Alex plans to continue a cybersecurity career after continuing his studies at NAU. Last year, he was named to the All-Arizona Academic Team, and his volunteer pursuits focus on hunger abatement, and he has spent countless hours working to support students through our YC Emergency Food Pantry. Alex, please stand and be recognized. Priscilla Imperial had a dream. Priscilla goes by the nickname P, as in Sweet Pea. She's her first in a family to go to college, and she felt lost about her next steps after high school. She took a tour of Yavapai College here in Prescott and knew it was the school for her. P became a Rough Rider student ambassador, a member of the student leadership, and SSS trio. While she admits that school never came easy, she worked hard and excelled, obtaining the highest GPA she'd ever achieved. She graduates with her Associate of Arts and will transfer to NAU to become a middle school teacher. P, will you stand and be recognized? And Gabrielle Baker, she had a dream. Upon graduation from high school, Bree took a gap year because she didn't feel prepared to enter college. Using that year for introspection and reflection, she decided to go on and go for it, pursuing her dream in the performing arts and engaging with the college honors program. She found her confidence, her passion, and her niche at YC, and she's never looked back. Bree, please stand and be recognized. Throughout your educational journey, and especially during this pandemic, you've found the strength to persevere under really trying circumstances. What we now know about ourselves is that no matter what challenges may come our way, we have the strength to prevail. I can't tell you what you will confront in the years ahead, but I can tell you that no matter what you confront, it will not outstrip your capacity to deal with it. To all the dreamers here today, the college salutes you and wants you to know that Yavapai College has been blessed by your presence and engagement with us. And we are humbled and proud to be part of your personal story. And now, graduates, will you all please stand? I now invite you to move your tassel from the right to the left, signifying that you can now claim title to the academic degree that you have earned. Congratulations, it's official, graduates. You may be seated. It's now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Cami Koboleski, Director of Development and Alumni Affairs.
Thank you, Dr. Ryan. Good morning. On behalf of the YC Alumni Association, I want to congratulate and welcome you as the newest Yavapai College alumni. You now belong to a group of over 170,000 people who have benefited from their educational pursuits at YC. We wish you great success as you enter the next phase of your life. The education you received at Yavapai College has equipped each of you to excel, to lead, to prosper, and to be agents of change in an ever-evolving global society. You have also shown incredible adaptability, courage, and ferocious tenacity as you've persevered through your educational pursuits in the middle of a global pandemic. Each and every one of you is truly inspiring. At YC, we believe you can. You can achieve, you can excel. As you soar, we want you to stay connected with us. Remember, your dream started at YC. The Alumni Association hopes to see you at one of our many future events. We invite you to come cheer on our athletes at a Rough Rider game. Stay connected with us on social media channels and send us your updates via the alumni webpage. We welcome your participation and can't wait to hear and share your success stories. You carry with you the spirit of YC. Again, welcome to the Yavapai College Alumni Association, and congratulations on this amazing achievement.
Well, this marks the end of our 51st commencement event. Thank you all for attending today, and audience, please remain seated until all graduates have left the auditorium. Best wishes to all of you, and keep dreaming.